Ladies and gentlemen, the show we've all been waiting for, Paranormal Buzz Radio is proud to present REP Paranormal and Friends with your hosts, Kim Purvis and Allison Robinson. Live every Thursday night on Spreaker, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 Central, 5 Pacific. Be sure to check out their Facebook page, REP Paranormal Busters.
The views and opinions expressed in this podcast by the host or the guest do not necessarily reflect the views of Paranormal Buzz Radio or its sponsors. Use of any material produced by Paranormal Buzz Radio without express written consent is strictly prohibited. For information on everything Paranormal Buzz Radio has to offer, visit our website, paranormalbuzzradio.com. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Listener discretion is advised.
All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us tonight. We have a couple special guests with us. We've had them on before, but still, we love to have them on here. We have CNH Paranormal, Will and Jacqueline. So, everyone, welcome them tonight. How are you guys doing?
Doing fantastic.
Doing awesome. Good to be here.
Stepping out of our box.
Yes,
about-
you are. We talked about something a little bit different tonight.
Yes, out of our safe space.
Hey, same with ours. That's why we thought it would be kind of interesting to
Her
talk
daughter
about
got us to do these shows, so.
Yeah, and of course, where is she at? She's at cross-country practice, not even listening. So,
Fantastic.
you know.
I'm
I'm
hurt.
just thankful she's able to run now, so.
Yeah, we are too.
Yay.
That's great news.
Yep. She's got to wear a
Sweet.
monitor for a while, but has more doctor's appointments, but she was cleared to run, so I'm happy about that.
Yes, I know this is audio. Nobody else can see you, but we can see it in your face right now. That's awesome.
Yeah. She was ecstatic too. All right, so usually we talk paranormal with Will and Jacqueline, about Farrar and things, but tonight we're going to be talking about Bigfoot. So I want to know what you guys think about Bigfoot. Like, how do you think they came about? Origins, anything you guys think of. Conspiracies, whatever. Jacqueline, don't be hiding from me.
Well, Sasquatch, the only man bigger than me. Makes me look like a freaking dwarf, really. Origins is like talking about ghosts and things. I mean, do we really know anything?
I have some crazy theories about where I think Bigfoot comes from.
Okay.
Cool. Say it.
Okay, really wild, but to me it kind of makes sense, so I don't know. But a lot of times there's, including me, there's been like people have say an experience with Bigfoot, and around the same time they're having the experience with Bigfoot, they also experience crazy lights in the woods and things like that at the same time that they're having these Bigfoot experiences. So part of me is almost wondering if they come from an alternate dimension, whenever that's why people can't find them, is because they just come here for a little while and then they go back to wherever they come from, and you're seeing the lights or the portal or whatever where they're coming from. That's why people can't find them all the time, because they only come here, sometimes like aliens. I don't know. But
if you ever get to watch the CCPI Squatch, Iowa. It's going to go just like this. I'm going to be sitting here looking pretty, and she's doing all the talking, right? Until she met me, she didn't know whether she wanted to believe it or not.
It's true.
Because she never really knew anybody that's actually had an experience, and I did when I was younger in high school. And she decided she wanted to believe me on it.
Yeah, I didn't believe in it at all. Like, it's just, I don't know. I'm just kind of one of those people, like a lot of people are, that you kind of have to see something and experience something for yourself for it to really hit you, you know, and for you to believe in it. And, you know, I'd never even met anybody that even, you know, even seen Bigfoot. I never had anybody talk to you about Bigfoot, you know, really ever. So I was kind of like, I don't really know if I believe in this. And then I met Will, and I like 100% trust him. And he told me his like Bigfoot story. And I had a moment then like, oh my gosh, like this thing, you know, these must be real because he's obviously experienced it. And then even then I was kind of maybe a little weary until I had my own experience. So
Shay says in the chat here, Will's got better looking hair.
The Sasquatch. That's great. That's good. I keep it better than he does. He does.
We had a question in chat. Darren wants to know if you guys think that Bigfoot can speak English.
I don't know about speaking English, but I believe I say he, but we all obviously know there's female. I believe they are, I'll say, a lot more intelligent than we are. Because we've got all this technology and everything that we're lost in, you know.
But see, part of me believes that they have better tech than we do. Like, you know, that's how they're hiding all the time. Like, they have a way to, like, be able to disappear.
You know? All the theories about where they came from, I can buy into most of them. You know, the interdimensional. They come and go. You know, just like spirits do into our realm. But man, I think that you don't get to experience a Bigfoot unless they want you to. Yeah. For instance, I did a show, and we can get to my first experience later in a little bit, but I did a Halloween radio show on WHO, and the first half hour of the hour show was a Bigfoot guy in Minnesota. He was on the phone. And I'm like a kid in a candy store because nobody wants to know about Bigfoot from me. They want to know about ghosts, right? Yeah. That's where the questions all come in. So I'm just sitting there waiting for my chance to talk to this guy and tell him my experience. And he has spent his whole life hunting for Sasquatch. Right. And Bigfoot hunters have, similar to what we have in EVPs, they have Class A sightings, Class B, Class C. Class C, I believe, is audible. You hear them. C is evidence that they were here. A is, I'm messing up my letters. I'm dyslexic. But A is actual sighting. Okay? He spent his whole life hunting Bigfoot, spending all this money and time, and he's only had Class C. And here I am, a high school kid, and whoa, what the hell is that? Let's go run fast. Okay? So I wasn't trying, and still, until one of our little excursions, we tried, and we had one hell of a night. We'll get to that in a little bit, but yeah. I don't even know where I was going on that rant. I forgot what the question was.
I don't.
Do they speak English? Yeah. In a roundabout way, I'm gonna say probably not. But what do I know? I'm a ghost hunter.
Okay, we have another question. How tall do you think Bigfoot is?
Just like they could get to 12, 14 foot tall. I mean, it's just how old are they? You know,
Mm-hmm.
my son is 27, and he's 6'6". I'm 6'9". So I mean,
yeah.
They're big, but I don't think they're just all the same size. You know,
right?
They'll all scare the living hell out of you, though. Yeah.
I would love to go on one and just
me too.
Say I've been on one.
Well, if you're like really, really good, maybe Jacqueline and I can take you to our secret hidey hole.
Oh, that'd be awesome. That would be cool. Yeah, we were talking. We had the Alnies on a couple weeks ago, 2 or 3 weeks ago, and he said like around Sailorville is a good place. So
yeah.
I told my daughter that, and she's like, "Let's go." I can get her to go hunting for Sasquatch, but can I have her go to Farrar and look for ghosts? No.
Wow.
She's been once, and that was enough.
That's badass, actually.
I mean, to me, I've experienced tons of paranormal. You know, I've seen lots of ghosts and stuff like that. But to me, like, Sasquatch is way more terrifying than a ghost. I mean, like, when you're out there in the middle of the freaking night and you start hearing and experiencing stuff that you can't explain, and it's not paranormal, like, it still is. I mean, it's terrifying. I mean, it's not like a ghost in the dark. You know, everybody's kind of used to that. Right. But, like, when you really start feeling like there is a Sasquatch, you know, in the woods, and you're out there with it is terrifying. It really is.
Yeah.
My biggest terror in the woods is if I ran into a coyote.
Oh, yeah.
I think you would hug a coyote if Bigfoot.
Oh, probably would.
I'm so crazy at the spot we go to, too. I mean, it's wild, you know, but then it's like the second, like, anything like Bigfoot type starts happening, the coyotes will all go quiet. And it's crazy.
Let's see here. Cynthia said that she wants to go to your hiding hole.
Top secret.
It's a good one. It's craziness.
If they let you go, Cynthia, you got to be blindfolded because they don't let anybody know where it's at.
And you got to have earmuffs on because you can't hear what's going on. So just really be, I don't know, man. Yeah. No, I just, you know, just like Seth and Jesse, when we took them out there, they don't say where it's at.
Yeah.
You know, they told you, because out kind of like the respect we have for the spirits of Farrar. I want to respect that too.
Right.
Because they're bigger than me and they can stomp me in a minute. Yeah.
Oh gosh, that's funny.
I've never, as Jacqueline was saying about the fear, and I think they instill it in you. I've never felt fear in ghost hunting. Okay, never have, and I'm kind of jealous in a way. I've been startled but not scared. But Bigfoot is a whole different deal. I mean, it's like a fear I can't explain.
Yeah,
I think they instill it in you.
It's like being out there with like a bear right next to you, but worse. Like, that's what it feels like to me. Like, probably knowing that there's like a bear right next to you, but it's like much smarter and stronger, and yeah, it's scarier.
Oh my gosh, that. Yeah, I still want to do it. I don't care.
I still want to do it, but I wouldn't want to do it by myself. I would want to take somebody that's done it.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Before I went out.
Yeah.
I wouldn't go investigate by myself.
Not quite. No, not quite. Not with that.
Me neither.
Blair Witch Project or something. Out there with a little camcorder.
I was going to this area that it was happening, and I was going there forever, not even realizing that it was a Bigfoot. Like, I didn't even realize that's what it was at first, and then once I put it together that it was Bigfoot, I was freaking freaked out. I was so freaked out realizing that I'd been walking, you know, my dog and stuff around this area a lot of times, really close to freaking Bigfoot. Like, I'm just like, I feel like, though, if they were like malicious or something, like they would have gotten me already. Like, they would have gotten me. I feel like.
Her and my daughter Chelsea, they would go on these long walks, long hikes with the dog. And if I could get my truck in the house, I would drive it to the fridge, right? So I don't want to go. When she put that together, she was video chatting with her sisters, and I was bored, and I was just laying here watching YouTube videos of Bigfoot, right? And they did the Bigfoot calls. They recorded.
Yeah, like supposed Bigfoot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she heard this, and she had told me about this before, but I just didn't put two and two together. And she's video chatting. She heard it out of the conversation she was in. She heard it, and she says, "Stop that right now and rewind it."
Oh my gosh.
So I did, and she just kind of, she had this look on her face like, oh my God.
That's great.
She told me about where they go hiking, and man, was I ready to go on a hike.
He was. Oh my goodness.
Gosh. Okay, this is a little off topic, but Cynthia wanted to let you guys know that speaking of Farrar, she got some killer EVPs from last weekend?
Nice.
Last weekend?
Yeah.
Nice. Good deal.
I'm losing my mind.
Darren's got another question.
Yep. Okay, we got another question here from Darren. If you caught Bigfoot, what would you do with it?
I don't think I could catch Bigfoot.
I don't think so.
No. I wouldn't. If I could, I wouldn't try to catch it. I would not. I would stand there and pee my pants and just look at it and hope it didn't kill me.
Yeah.
That's what I would do.
Oh my gosh, that's funny. That's great.
And you know what? I don't want anybody to catch one. I don't want anybody to examine it.
See, that's what I'm thinking, like, where my brain goes, because nobody's been able to catch one. Like, maybe they are somehow teleporting or something away from people. Like, I'm really kind of wondering if they're partially from, like, another dimension or something.
Yeah,
I mean, just because people will see, like, the lights in the woods and stuff, and then, you know, have the Bigfoot experiences so close to the same encounters. Like, it just... Nobody's
found a body. Nobody's found
So, I mean, maybe they're here just visiting, and people accidentally run into them, you know?
Yeah.
It's like same people sometimes accidentally see UFOs. Like, most of the time, the UFO probably isn't like, hey, look at me. Well, unless you're me.
Right, that's true.
I had a crazy UFO experience. That's another show. It's a whole nother show.
It's a whole nother show. If you ever want to do a UFO show, you just come get us too. We'll fill in.
We'll probably talk about that too, because I like aliens and my daughter likes aliens. Like, I've been obsessed with them forever.
We're up to any kind of show, so.
That's right.
Yes. And
Darren says that he thinks Bigfoot is another form of an alien body.
Yeah.
That's a possibility.
Yeah.
We don't know. We really don't know. I mean, to anybody to say, nah, they're closed mind, you know?
Right.
Who knows?
Those are dropping them off.
Yeah. Really?
You don't freaking know.
We could be seeing a UFO, and then all of a sudden we got a sighting of a Bigfoot. Who knows?
Exactly.
So let me tell you my first experience, okay?
Okay, go for it.
When I was a kid, I remember watching Legend of Boggy Creek and just being scared crapless, right? And I know there's internet and I can cuss, but maybe my mom and dad's listening, you know?
Never know.
So, me and my two cousins, I went to school in Utah. I was a freshman in high school, And my older cousin was driving, I believe it was his truck, and his brother, younger, was with us, and we were cruising State Street scamming for chicks, right?
Uh-huh.
Not my older cousin, because God bless it, he married his wife, and he was driving us around because we didn't have a license. But up and down, it's kind of like scooping the loop in Des Moines, just up and down State Street. Not catching anything. So we really got to pee, right? And we're not drinking. We're good boys. No doing any drugs, anything like that. And there was there was residence going up behind the Capitol, which sits on the side of a mountain, which is beautiful. And so we drive up around behind the Capitol and go to the end of this brand new cul-de-sac with no buildings there yet, just the road. And we get out, we're all standing around the truck, and the moon is lighting up the side of the mountain. And we're doing our business, and look over, and we all three see this big giant, like a white pine,
Uh-huh.
And as we're watching this white pine that's all silhouetted in the moon, it turns, it looks right, like down in the valley, and then it looks back at us. And then we're all thinking, man, that's weird. Did we just see that?
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden, this big white pine tree just started walking away from us. And it scared the living hell out of us. We jumped in the truck and we just drove out of there as fast as we could. And for years and years, didn't really tell anybody. And I went back to Utah like 20 years later and was sitting at a restaurant with my cousin. I said, I got to ask you something. And he said, Bigfoot, right? And we both been dying to talk about that. And that's the story I told Jacqueline that made her, okay, something's going on here.
Yeah, I think I fell in love with you when I heard the Bigfoot story. What? No way.
Yeah, because at that time she's like an accomplished ghost hunter. She's had more experience than I have.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just new in the school when I met her, so and just had started out in my little journey. But then this walk comes,
Mm-hmm.
I grab, you got to have something when you're out in the wilderness late at night. Right. So I tried to find. I've got a staff that I walk with. Huh?
She talked about why we went out there.
We did. First. You heard that call on the radio?
No, it was crazy.
Well, oh wait, all right, never mind.
Well, the reason he ended up going on this walk with me was, he said that like went back later and like he was playing the screams on his laptop, and I heard that. Well, me and Chelsea had been walking out on our favorite trail. We have been forever. And we get out there like really, really far, and it's dark at this point. Like it's dark out. We probably should have been out there. But we go out there and we start hearing these like, I don't know, like animalistic type human, but like more grunty, guttural, like screams. Like out in the freaking woods. And it wasn't just in one location. Like it was like in multiple spots, like all around us. And the first one, it definitely sounded like female to us. Like, I don't know, like I was like scared. I'm like, is this like a woman screaming? But it doesn't quite sound like a woman. It kind of sounds like an animal. And like it kept happening to the point to where it was almost like whatever they were trying to scare us back. Like they didn't want us to go any further down this trail, get further into the woods. And
did it work?
we were definitely freaked out. We were definitely scared and decided to turn around. And at that point, I wasn't even thinking Bigfoot. Like I just wasn't. And there's no houses around there. Like I have no idea what that could have been. And at that point, I was definitely leaning more towards like ghosts or something. I'm like, this is definitely got to be like, maybe like, because it didn't sound, completely human to me. It sounded so weird, and it wasn't deer. It wasn't cows. Like I've been out there, like it was not any of that. And I'm out there and I thought it was like ghosts of the forest. You know, I really did. I thought it was ghosts of the forest or something, like trying to scare us out. And I didn't even realize that we had came into contact with what is, you know, what I now believe is Bigfoot until he was playing that one night when I was talking to my sisters.
Yeah.
And he's playing the Bigfoot calls, like of people like supposedly actual recorded, you know, Bigfoot, you know, screams and stuff. And that freaked me out. Like at that moment, I realized we had just came into encounter with probably at least three Bigfoot on that trail that night. And it's insane. Like I was definitely freaked out after that because I went out there multiple times after that too. Again, still not realizing that I was, you know, that close to Bigfoot. But yeah,
that's crazy.
And I got him to go.
Yeah, that was.
And that's how I got him to go, Mister. I don't ever want to go for walks.
That was pretty easy to do. So you didn't try hard.
And I was like, we used to go for a walk with me. And he's like, no. And I was like, we got bananas. So we can go and try to give Bigfoot bananas. And then he was all right. Apples, wasn't it?
It was.
Oh, my gosh.
We didn't have apples.
Oh, we have bananas. But that's how I bribed him to go. We might see Bigfoot. He decided to go.
So, yeah. So then we go, and I'm trying to find my staff. I couldn't find it. It's like a walking stick to beat off predators. I've got this 5-foot wrecking bar, right, for work.
Yeah.
So I throw that in the trunk, and I bring it. Man, the thing weighs like 70 pounds, right?
Oh, my gosh.
And it's quite a walk in to get to the real dense area.
It is.
And we walk in, and as we're walking, we hit this stench, this wall of stench. It smelled bad.
Yeah.
And we walked through it after we, you know, I think we threw up in our mouth a couple times.
It's like death mixed with garbage.
Yeah.
Nasty.
And after we walked through it, it was just completely silence.
But I remember telling him, though, because I've been out there so many times, and I've never smelt this. And we walked through this area, and it just absolutely smelled like garbage or something.
Yeah.
And I remember telling him, I'm like, that is really weird. I'm like, if we smell, because it went away. Like, or no, we smelled it. And I was like, okay, if this smell is completely gone on the way back, like, that's going to be really crazy because
stepping on my story, man.
That means it's moving around. I said that to you. I did.
Now you just sit there and look pretty for a minute. So we walk through it, and it's absolutely silence. No frogs, no cicadas, nothing. Just eerily quiet. And we walk on, and we get to this bench and have a seat. And we heard some rustling going on in the woods right directly across the trail from us. Just right there. Within 10 feet. And then grunting. The grunting went on. And I'm really starting to crap myself at this point. You guys haven't seen that. But very interesting. We didn't hightail it out of there. We sat for a while.
Right.
And then I did what they call gifting. I climbed up as high as I could, and I put 2 bananas on a limb, and I left them there, and we left. And they do that because what they want to do is they want the Squatch to get comfortable with you. Okay, this is the person that keeps bringing the food.
Right.
More apt to not hurt you and maybe show themselves, or
if you just keep going back, they'll associate with you. Oh, look, it's the person that brings me treats, and it's the person that I need to kill. You know,
So we eventually headed out. Didn't hear any of the calls or anything that night.
But the fact that it was so quiet was really freaking eerie.
Yeah,
because I go out there. That's like one of my favorite places to go. And I mean, go out there and not hear any coyotes, to not hear any wildlife at all.
No deer.
No, not even crickets. I mean, nothing. Like, it was weird. Yeah.
So we head back out, and that smell was gone.
Yes.
We never smelled
that
it again.
nasty smell was gone. So it was like whatever it was moved. Because if you're walking down a trail and there's a nasty smell right there, it's something rotting, something died. Like, you're going to smell it again when you come back. Like, even if a skunk sprayed, which it didn't smell like a skunk.
Oh, that's
it smelled like
nuts.
But it was gone. The smell was just gone. So, I mean, I'm like, whatever it was got up and walked away. Whatever that stink, stink.
Oh, gosh. Somebody who needed to take a shower.
Yeah.
And supposedly, like, people say, like, that's what Bigfoot supposedly smells like. And it just smells like rancid, like garbage. And it's just really wild.
And probably why the UFOs are dropping them off on Earth, because golly.
They stink, right?
Yeah.
What's the place with that smell? And then Seth, we were fortunate to have Seth visit us at our 2-day detention last year. And standing out in the gym, he's telling me about the project he's doing. And I said, man, do we have a place for you? And I don't want to talk too much about that night, only because it's in film.
Right.
I don't want to do that to my brothers, but I will say that we had one crazy freaking evening that night. It's all going to be on Squatch, Iowa. And Jacqueline got confirmation from like 6 other people. Right?
Yeah, it was just insane because here I'm like, all right, like I just kind of accidentally stumbled across this place, and I'm thinking,
the ex-non-believer.
It's like ghost hunting, you don't always get something. It's not like, oh, here's this haunted house, I'm going to bring my friends there, and it's going to be off the chain, and we're all going to experience everything. No. So when I'm taking these guys to, our spot where I believe Bigfoot's at, honestly, in my mind, I'm thinking, yeah, right. Like, there's no way this is going to happen again. There's no way we're lucky enough and have stuff happen again. And first time I ever took anybody out there, it went bigger. It was crazier than any other time I've ever been. And everybody experienced it. Everybody got to experience this. And it was just... Man, it was so awesome.
Don't the kids say off the hook?
It was off the chain.
They say off the chain. I'm getting so old,
I think off the chain is an old phrase too, man. I don't think that's hip anymore.
I don't think so. Things I don't even understand it anymore.
Out of the hizzy? Is that right?
No,
not out of the hizzy.
No.
Okay.
See, now you.
No. But when it comes out, I'm told, Seth, if you're listening, I'm told October release date, but that was his top secret, and now I'm going to lose my early viewing privileges probably.
But it is awesome. I mean, like I definitely want to talk about that experience, so we can't yet. Yeah. But it was crazy. I went from a non-believer to as much as I got, like, I love the woods. It's my happy place,
Right.
And now it's a little scarier in the woods now, and the fact that I believe that there are Bigfoot here in Iowa. I mean, they're here in our state right now, and that is freaky to me. Like me going off by myself with my dog,
Central Iowa.
Yeah, like they're right here. I mean, who would have thought that they'd be right here in our state? Like, I definitely did not.
Right.
But
that's nuts.
You think Bigfoot, you think mountains and big giant pines and all that, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's the first thing that come to my mind when you talk Bigfoot. The mountains, and everything else.
Yeah.
Maybe
cornfields.
Maybe they're bigger here to answer, what was his name, Darren?
Yeah.
Maybe to answer his question about how big they get. Maybe they're bigger here because they're corn-fed.
There you go.
Could be.
You never know.
For those listening that haven't seen it yet, go to CCPI TV channel on YouTube.
Yep.
CCPI TV, and he's got a teaser there where I'm standing there looking pretty and she's talking, and in the trailer I'm talking, she's looking pretty. So you get a taste of what's to come, and it's really amazing. Seth is an awesome freaking movie maker.
He is.
But anyway, any questions?
Well, Darren has a question. This is off subject, but he wants to know how your ankle's doing.
My ankle is fully recovered. I still have aches, and I probably will the rest of my life. But soon as I could start walking, I hit the ground running and started working again because I got tired of sitting around. But I appreciate you asking, buddy.
It's so much better, man. It took me months to get him to go to the doctor. I'm like begging him to go to the doctor. He won't. He just keeps working on it. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. The thing that finally got him to go to the doctor, because, he's Big Will, like he doesn't feel pain, whatever.
I feel pain. I just went through it.
So, like, during the day and everything, like, he'd act like he was fine to me. He'd just act like he wasn't hurting. But then he'd go to sleep next to me in bed, and he would be basically crying in his sleep over his ankle. And that's when I told him, I'm like, babe, you're crying in your sleep.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, I guess I'll go to the doctor.
For those of you listening who wants to point and laugh at me for crying, I'm 6'9", 280 pounds right now. I will cry while I'm kicking your butt.
Well, he could help.
But yeah, I worked on that.
Over sad movies and butterflies. And
no, when my son texts me, I just cry because I'm so happy.
It's true.
But I worked 2 months on a shattered ankle, man, before I finally just decided to bite the bullet and go.
Yeah, he could have been out of pain forever. And then when we finally went, like, after his surgery, the doctor came in and wanted to tell me, like, how it went and stuff. Yeah. He's like, yeah, when we got in there, he's like, it is way worse than I thought. It's like it's like he was walking on gravel, just like crunching gravel in his ankle every time he took his step.
And for those that came to listen to Bigfoot stuff, I do wear size 13, so it is related.
You're nerd.
Off topic. It's no big deal.
I kind of like.
What's
I think we had a big range of stuff last week. What did we talk about? We talked about different types of alcohol, paranormal, and whatever else came out of anybody's mouth last week.
Because we had no topics last week.
No, it was just free game. Whatever. We rolled with whatever was thrown at us. So.
Do you prefer curly fries or French fries?
I like Arby's curly fries. I really do.
Yes, me too.
My favorite fries they don't have anymore.
What, Taco John's?
Taco John's.
Taco John's here had the amazing fries.
And then they got rid of them.
What? We missed out, man. Gotta write a letter.
Freaking awesome.
Oh,
Darren says that, okay, so when we had the Alnies on 2 or 3 weeks ago, they were talking about Bigfoot and werewolves. And so Darren says that where he's from in Wisconsin, there's tons of Bigfoot and werewolves.
Really?
Mm-hmm. There you go. You better make a trip up there and go hunt some werewolves.
I would love to hear this. Werewolf stories. I mean, really. Like I've heard people talk about werewolves as in, like, it's just like a regular wolf, but it's, like, hyped up a bit. Like, it's, like, a little bit scarier and stuff. Or is it, like, a werewolf as in, is he talking about, like, a human that's transforming into a werewolf?
Well, I'm sure he's not. But
it'd be awesome if it was.
Yeah. You know the American Werewolf in London? Everybody's seen that, right? American Werewolf in London?
Yeah.
That scene just before they kill him and he's walking out of that dark alley as a werewolf. Right. Good Lord, that haunted my dreams forever.
Yes, I thought it's scaring you now.
The freaking kids these days, man, they're so what's the word I'm looking for?
Smart?
No, I look at that and still scare the hell out of me. I'm 53 years old now. And they laugh at it. You know, when The Exorcist came out and the director's cut, the kids were pretty young at the point. And I thought, oh, yeah. Because I didn't sleep for 2 weeks after I'd seen that as a kid, right? I bought it because I wanted to scare the hell out of my kids. I'm the best dad ever. We watched it, and they laughed through the whole damn thing.
Oh, my gosh.
like my grandma. She's the worst.
Yeah.
I go to scary movies with her. I mean, like, these movies to me were like terrifying.
Yeah.
And she'd go with me. And here I'm sitting next to my grandma with the movie theater full of people. Something really scary happens. My grandmother just starts laughing hysterically.
Oh my
I'm
gosh.
like, this is not time to be laughing.
I took my dad to Scream 3 because I wanted to see it, so he's like, I'll take you. Afterwards, he's like, never again am I taking to a movie like that. He was like checking around the cars and everything, make sure nothing's going to come slash him. He was freaked out. He reminds me of that all the time. He's like, never again, Allison, never again.
Well, from here on, you have to refer to the Olneys as the Olney Boys, okay?
Yeah,
Olney
boys.
Yes. There's something else off topic, okay? Jesse Olney, yep. He's like a budding YouTuber, okay? Uh-huh. He's got a channel called It's All Knee. All dash knee as in on your leg, okay? Uh-huh. Really good stuff. I really like it. There's a lot of stuff where it's boys night out and stuff. It's really funny, but then when he's with his wife in him, he's a totally different Jesse, okay? One of the ones we watched and we said we weren't going to watch it, and we watched it on accident, was him and Jesse and his dad was driving the straight truck up, or the box truck up, with all of Seth's stuff in it to New York when he moved there, right? Uh-huh. And Seth and Jesse's never been this far apart ever in their lives. Uh-huh. And I'm going, there's no freaking way I'm going to watch that. I'm going to bawl my eyes out. Forget it. And the way YouTube is, we put it on the smart TV. We're watching the one after that. It's all great. This is great. Look at this. They're in the Smoky Mountains. This is fantastic. And then when that one's over, it rolls to the last one, right? Yeah. Which that one. We're watching this one, and Jacqueline and I are just bawling our freaking eyes out. I mean, it's freaking heart-wrenching,
well, for
right?
me, it's hard because I'm away from my twin sister, and, they were separated from each other. So, yeah, why are you still talking about that? I'm still
I don't know.
Why? Are you like?
Clearly it was a good video because we're bawling our eyes out. But I don't know. I just wanted to give him a little shout out, and everybody go check out It's All Knee on there.
Yes, check it out. Check it out.
They're very good guys.
Yes.
Very good. Any Bigfoot questions? Or are we just gonna?
Anybody have any Bigfoot questions? We'll see.
I haven't seen any recently.
Oh, come
Darren
on.
still hasn't found his silver bullet yet for the werewolf.
No.
And Jen B likes sweet potato fries.
Sweet potato fries. Dude, do you like sweet potato fries? You got to dip them in either like maple syrup or marshmallow fluff with your sweet potato fries.
Oh, yeah. Gosh, where was I at? There was a restaurant that served them with the marshmallow fluff.
Yeah.
And it was amazing. But I don't remember where that was at.
They got it going on. The marshmallow fluff.
Yum.
You can have them.
Funny
Kim says I can have them. I'll have them. I love sweet potatoes.
Funny story, Bigfoot related. Okay.
Okay.
I'm a Star Trek geek, right?
Okay.
Star Wars and everything, right?
We get it.
So I go to this Star Trek convention at Adventureland Inn one time, and who was there but my childhood hero, Chewbacca. Right? He's up there talking, and he's got this strong accent that, man, he's hard to, because he's British. Right. And if you talk to Brits, they'll tell you, oh, he's from such and such. God, they talk horribly, right? Mm-hmm. I'm from Iowa. I don't know. It's all British to me. But no offense on British people. Don't send hate mail. But it's talking, and well, they filmed Return of the Jedi, with the Ewoks in the forest and all that. Mm-hmm. They filmed that in Montana, and it took him like 8 hours to get into his costume and his makeup and stuff. So when they go to break, he can't just change.
Mm-hmm.
So he leaves the trailer dressed up as Chewbacca in the middle of the forest in Montana during Bigfoot season.
Oh, shit.
That was great. See Chewbacca walking around, some farmer going to shoot him or something. But I was 6'6" my freshman year of high school, and odd man out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because I was above average at that point, and they made an example out of me all the time. The little short suckers would come kick my butt, and then my cousin would kick their butt, and then we go back and forth every other day, right? But I kind of looked up to him because here's this guy that's taller than I am, and he's making a big name for himself. Everybody loves Chewbacca.
Uh-huh.
And so when he died last year was it? It freaking hit me kind of hard,
Yeah.
But, yeah, so no more Chewbacca. That sucks butt right there.
Yeah, no kidding.
Just in case my mom and dad are listening.
Yeah, gotta keep the mouth clean.
Yes. I got this switch because, we're youth basketball coaches. I got this switch to turn it off.
Oh my gosh, that's great. I didn't have any filter. I took my 12-year-old, I was a chaperone for their band at Adventureland. And they, I didn't realize I was just letting it spew out. And they're like, she's like, Mom, watch your mouth. And I'm like, what? And she's like, you just said shit. And I'm like, who cares? It's not like you don't say it.
Yeah. She does, probably not in front of you. Or does she say it in front of you?
Oh, she says stuff in front of me.
Oh, yeah.
She is an open book.
But she can run faster than you.
Well, my youngest one, probably not. My oldest one, yes. My youngest one, no.
Oh, talking about the youngest one. Okay.
Yeah, the youngest one. The oldest one, she's more shy, quiet, kind of like me. The younger one's
Yeah,
really
but she's got
outgoing.
a deadly arm with that softball, so you...
Yeah, she bruised the hell out of my hand, and it was swollen for like a week and a half from her pitching to me. Yeah, it's nuts.
She's going to be one heck of a softball pitcher.
Yep, that's right. Oh my
Quit
gosh.
the freaking yawning.
Huh?
Quit the freaking yawning, will you?
I can't help it. I'm just like, I am beat. Good
So,
night. I need
no Bigfoot questions?
What?
Bigfoot questions?
Anybody got any
anymore.
Bigfoot questions? Anybody? Bueller?
Mm-hmm. All right.
She did it.
She did it. See, I do that all the time at like study halls.
Yeah.
Jacqueline calls me out. Nobody knows what you're talking about, honey.
I do.
Buddy.
So she's like, she did it. I'm like, she did it.
Your day off. Heck yeah. And she's nowhere near old as I am. She gets it.
I love Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
I'm going to do another shout out and pitch here, okay?
Okay.
Well, I have to because this goes along with my next story. This is not Bigfoot related unless somebody breaks it. So there's a book out now from my now dear friend Richard DeStepp, speaking about a Brit.
Uh-huh.
He came, we got to walk him around, and Eric Benson and Stephen Widener, we got to walk them around the school for their, I think it was 4 days they were there.
Uh-huh.
And he wrote a book about the experience, okay? And it's called A Haunting at Farrar. You can get it on Amazon by Richard Stepp and E.E. Benson. But I'm reading it, and my word, it's completely fictional because it's got me down as a straight badass, okay? But no, I did a lot of humble tearing up on this book. But one of the things, the funny thing too, is I'm reading it, I hear that Stephen Widener's a Catholic priest. I had no idea.
Uh-huh.
And I tell you, I got right on Messenger. I messaged him, and I apologized for any of my words or actions I might have done. If you look at him, you didn't know he's a priest. He's got long hair and everything. He looks like, I think I called him Tommy Chong.
You did?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I apologized and I prayed about it. But here's the story about it, okay? He also wrote an article in a UK magazine that was for the people in the UK on School House, which was kind of awesome. Mm-hmm. But all the time, you guys have heard it 20,000 times about our wedding, okay?
Yep.
I will tell anybody, I will tie them up and duct tape their mouth, and I will tell them that story. Okay? I don't care. You're listening to this. So I do it every time at study hall, and Jacqueline always comes up to me afterwards and whispers, "You know what? You should really quit telling that story. Nobody wants to hear that." You know? And I'm thinking, no, I don't care.
Inside, I'm getting embarrassed every time he tells it, because I'm like, gosh, he always tells this. People are like, just tell me paranormal stuff. Like, I don't want to hear it.
And I'm over here. I don't care. They're going to listen. I'm doing it. I want to say it.
Yep.
So I do. Well, I read this book. Our wedding is mentioned 6 different times in this book.
Oh gosh,
and
that is great.
One time in the article in the magazine in UK. See?
People want to hear it. Look, it's in the book and in the UK magazine.
Yeah, I'm telling the story. I don't care.
People want to hear it.
Anyway, that's my fun story.
So I think he's kind of won because, you know, I get all butthurt, and now he's all like, look, it's in magazines.
We have another question.
Okay.
Have you ever come across a Bigfoot print? If so, how big would you say it was?
A Bigfoot what?
Print.
Like a print.
You know what? I've never seen a Bigfoot print in person.
Me either.
I have not.
Me either.
That's
but I
the
think
future.
Yeah.
Yes. But I do think in the way my brain works is kind of like just reference ghost hunting. The way my brain works, if it's in a picture, a still photo, my brain will tell me, I don't know, man. I don't know if that's, I don't know. Right. Is that paradox? Yeah, I don't know. And I think from what we've already experienced, I think a Bigfoot print would probably be the same thing. I don't know. Did somebody do that?
Right.
You know, unless I saw a Sasquatch walk away and that would
leave the print.
Yeah. So, yeah, footprints are like orbs in a picture to me.
That is true. That is true. Oh, excuse me.
You want a cigarette?
Huh?
Need a cigarette? Need a cigarette?
No, I don't. These headphones are crap. Like, I don't know, we bought new ones, but it's still cutting out. So I have a hard time hearing sometimes. I'm like,
I know. Benji tells us to get these certain kind. They're really good, and we can't hardly hear.
Yeah. Unless it's just me and I'm deaf. That could be part of it, too.
Call him Justin. He loves it.
I'm going to have to remember that one next time I talk to him.
Yep, you better write it down so we don't forget. Anybody else have any other questions? Anything. Bigfoot. Whatever you want to ask.
Pain in the ass huskies. Whatever.
Oh, yeah, there's your puppies.
There, babies.
Pretty. Okay, let's see here. Darren has one.
Okay.
Do you think the paranormal is going in the right direction, and what needs to change?
I do and I don't. In my opinion, see, I'm the man to ask because my senior citizen gene engages every other minute. What I don't like are people that just pop off with their super knowledge and they know everything about it. Okay, because I'm of the knowledge that we know nothing. Right. Okay, and in what needs to change is that people need to have an open mind and continue to learn every day. Right. Not just, because before I got with the schoolhouse, before I became part of the schoolhouse, we were doing our own thing on this house that we were remodeling, haunted as hell. And I thought we got some good knowledge. It was 4 months every night, Yeah, like I'm going to figure something out in 4 months. And then I became part of the schoolhouse. And then what I found out there is everything that I didn't know anything, and I got retaught. And I've got retaught, and I say retaught by the spirits 5 times since I've been a part of the schoolhouse, and it'll happen again. One of the things that Eric Benson says in the book, and I sign on to it, is they've been in it for so long as they're kind of jaded. Mm-hmm. They don't really like equipment anymore. They're kind of getting tired. And then these new bucks come on. They're going to change the world, and they're doing the same damn thing. So that's if I was able to give anybody advice, my advice would be: number 1, don't listen to advice. Number 2, never know that you know anything, because you don't.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So.
Very good answer.
I just got real.
You did.
That's Senior okay.
I love how many people are into the paranormal now compared to what there was, because to me, the more people that are in the paranormal, the more likely it is for people to really catch some really amazing evidence, to prove stuff. So,
that's what I like about this podcast. I get to meet new people and learn more stuff from them that we might not have known.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's why we have co-hosts. So we can learn.
Yep, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one more thing to add to what needs to change in the paranormal is look at the TV shows as entertainment only.
Right.
Entertainment. There's only like 5% of that show every week that is viable. The rest is to get you to watch next week. and we got firsthand. We know the TV production machine. It sucks.
Uh-huh. But I mean, it sucks. It sucks. But I mean, it's cool to see how they do everything.
Yeah,
it's interesting to see all the cameras and all this.
And my wife's going to be on TV worldwide, Travel Channel, no doubt. That's awesome.
I know. Big star.
She's big time.
No, it's just me. They put me up in the dang auditorium, you guys, on the hottest day of the year to do my interview.
Oh, gosh. What in the hell?
The whole time, it's me just like melting and wiping sweat off my face over and over and over. That's what my interview would look like.
That's what I felt bad about Brandy and Kelly being up. They picked the hottest place, and they were up in the auditorium all night long.
I know.
I feel so bad that, first time out, Brandy, because she was just absolutely awesome.
She was.
First time out, she got nothing, But, we added a brand new friend. She's amazing. We've been chatting since then. She's a pretty good individual. Yeah. I like her.
And her and her mom brought dessert bars.
Oh, yeah, dessert bars, right?
Yep. Forever. You're so good. How to get in my heart. Dessert bars. That's how. With some dessert bars.
I know when we went up there, when it was our shift change, I walked in that auditorium and I did not feel like it normal. So I knew we weren't going to get much because it just didn't feel right.
I actually started nodding off, not going to lie. I was laying on the ground.
That's terrible. Who does that?
You were too, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, freaking alone by myself in a dang poor farm while he fell asleep. I'm sitting there by myself in this gigantic, creepy, super creepy area. Next thing I know, I just hear him snoring. Like, you gotta.
Oh, gosh. Okay, we have another question from Darren.
Okay.
If you had a chance to buy a haunted location or house, what would you buy and why?
Hold on. Tell them what it is. Where's it at? Can you see it?
Oh, yeah, I can see it.
Go up. You got to angle it up high.
I mean, I got the gist of what it was.
We were just talking about it.
I would say the Farrar Schoolhouse.
Because it's extremely freaking haunted. That's why. We love it.
And because I just feel like I'm one with it, you know, and I've gotten so much from her that I can never pay back. Yeah. So I just keep doing what I do there and pay it back that way.
Yep. Absolutely.
No, I hated to see Saturday night end.
I know. We were just getting started, and they're like coming in to get us. We're like, damn it. We were trying to hide. We were trying so hard to hide.
But Kelly found us.
Yes.
Well, I'm thankful. I'm thankful for the event and everything. But yeah, anybody that's been to Farrar knows midnight. Don't stop yet. You know.
Right.
Our best times from midnight till 4.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mine's 1 to 3, so that's the same, you know?
Yeah, because we had the Spiritist going on our app, and it just before Kelly came in, it goes, well, hello, Allison, hello, Kim, and then Kelly goes, hello, it's time to go, and I'm going, dang.
And I know why they did it. All the hosts are like miles away. They got to get to drive.
Yep. I understood, but
and it was
getting going.
I'll tell you, at first, I was like kind of little. I felt like I was excluded from my own house, you know.
Yeah.
But I know what they were doing, and it was after whenever there's something wrong if there was nothing majorly wrong in the event at all. No. When there was something minorly wrong, I would find myself about to get up to go fix it, and I go, oh, this ain't my show. Sit down. As soon as I got past that and I just relaxed and I was a guest, it was actually a time. It was a really good time. Yeah.
That was my first seance, and I liked it. Interesting.
Oh, yeah, I loved it.
I thought it was hotter than hell.
Well, yeah.
Well, I felt like I was being burned up alive.
Yeah.
Damn. Then when she said she felt charred, I was like, oh, shit, that explains why my arm is burning up.
Yeah.
Nuts. It was pretty cool, though.
That was cool. I'd been in one before, too, and nothing really happened then. Uh-huh. But something did grab the back of my leg under my chair.
Wow.
Yeah. About the time Ashley was saying she felt something under the desk, I got grabbed on my calf.
Oh, wow.
So, and I wanted to go down and freaking feel around there, but you're not supposed to let go of the hands, so.
Yeah. That is true. You can be like, here, let's take our hands down here, and they're going to be like, what in the world are you trying to do?
Yeah. Sicko. Yeah. Are we past time? We're still going?
Yes, we are.
Oh, we're in trouble.
No, we're
Shay
good.
Said we were good.
We're good still.
Shay said we were good.
Yep. I'm just going to ask one more time. Does anybody have any questions? Anybody?
Anyone?
It takes a second or two for chat to kind of catch up, but Speak now, forever hold your peace.
Amen.
Oh, gosh.
No, we had permission from the boss to go over a little bit, so
Yep.
we're good.
We're good still. We're good. I think we went over last time, too, so, with you guys.
Yeah, I think so. Because Jack,
why she gave us permission.
Right?
Let's see.
Good for you.
Shay said her ass was pinched once. Only time I'm 1,000% sure I was touched. She had her ass pinched. That'd be interesting.
At the schoolhouse?
No.
I'm not sure where it was at, but.
Oh.
She's from New Hampshire.
Yeah, she's from New Hampshire.
Oh. She hasn't made it to Iowa yet. She's trying, but hasn't been able to get here yet.
Yeah, we want to get her here.
Oh, I bet she's got an accent. I'll bet you she does.
Yes, she does.
She talks funny.
All right. Well, I don't think we have. Oh, geez. Matt goes, by a spirit or the living did she get her ass pinched?
Hey, keep it clean, buddy.
All right. This here. All right. Well, I guess we will go ahead and call it a night here. I'm just going to go through the chat real quick and see who was all in here. We had Shay, Matt, Darren, myself, Jen B was in the house. I know that somewhere. Wolf. We had Cynthia in here tonight. Am I missing anybody? I don't think so. I think we had over 100 and something comments tonight, so that's pretty cool. People were active.
Pretty sure that was pretty it.
Okay, I think I got everybody. Well, thank you, everybody who was in live chat tonight. Thank you, everybody who was just listening and didn't join us into chat. We appreciate each and every one of you. And we'd like to thank our guests, Will and Jacqueline, for being on again and talking about Bigfoot and whatever else came our way. It's always a pleasure to have you guys.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much.
Hey, yeah. Yes.
Well, we'll remember them for the UFO show when we get ready for that one, too.
Yes, we got experiences.
Let's see here. Oh, hey, Wolf said, good show tonight and very good guests. So.
Well, thank you.
Yeah, he's said for everyone to have a good night, so.
You're awesome. You have a good night, too.
All right.
We'll end it here and.
Peace.
Thank you for listening to REP Paranormal and Friends. Be sure to check out Kim and Allison on Facebook at REP Paranormal Busters.
Foot. Initiate, you guys. You got sign waivers and 150 bucks. An hour. Let's see, it takes an hour to get in there, so hey, we're making money.